Hi, everybody. Mindy Dilly, she, her, hers, Associate Director of Student Involvement here. And I'm going to spend the next couple minutes just going over some of the generic information that you may need to know about the Student Government Association. So the Student Government Association's main goal is really to make sure that students are included in major campus decisions, policies, system-wide decisions that are made, and really all aspects of curriculum design, student affairs, the student experience, all of the things. So Student Government Association is really that avenue for the student voice, and we really want to make sure that all folks kind of know what to expect from this upcoming academic year. So here on the screen, on your left-hand side, there are the exec members. You can see Alex, Max, and Zach are the newly elected president, vice president, and treasurer. At the time of this video recording, the group and I are still trying to get a few details ironed out. So by the time you return back to school, there'll be a lot of SGA details for you to review and take note of. On the right side of your screen, there are the current at-large senators. We are able to have one senator for every 300 students. So that's actually a lot of senator positions, and we will have some available, and I'll talk about that in a few moments. So like I mentioned, Alex is the current incoming SGA president. You've probably seen him around. He's been an RA for a couple of years. He's president of Triton's Football Club. He's very involved. He's currently out of the country this summer, so we're going to kind of touch base, and a lot of communication will be coming from him as the current SGA president. And he will oversee the Senate, the exec board, and those assembly meetings. So I did want to take a moment to go over, I think there is some confusion about what exactly is required in terms of SGA assembly meetings, etc. So I would say probably about 3 or 4 years ago, the Student Government Association amended their constitution and bylaws to no longer require each student organization to have a student government association representative. A lot of your groups still have that position, and that is awesome. And that's actually what I would encourage your groups to do. But no, there is not a requirement at this current time. There's no consequence or penalty for not showing up to those meetings. I personally think that your group is at a major disadvantage by not having someone attend those. A lot of important campus updates, administrators, new policies and processes are described in those assembly meetings. So your student group is really missing out on a lot of information by not having someone there. And honestly, I could see that SGA representative requirement being something that maybe gets brought back in the next coming years, because we've noticed that really it's a major disadvantage for groups that don't have someone at those meetings. So speaking of those meetings, I kind of wanted to mention a few things before we kind of wrap up here. Is that one, the SGA assembly meetings, that is where the exec is there, the Senate is there, and any and anyone who wants to come. So this is the meeting that your student group's SGA rep would come to once a month. They are still happening. We will have those dates finalized by the time you return to school. They'll be on Triton Connect. All the details will be there. I really strongly suggest you making sure an officer or a very responsible group member being in all of those meetings to report back. We do record them, and they are actually on the Office of Student Involvement's YouTube channel if you're interested in checking out the past about 2 years. And we'll try to continue that this coming year. Another thing is office hours. So over the summer, the Student Government Association office actually moved. This past year was kind of tucked back, way back in the back of the Office of Student Involvement suite. This summer, we've moved them up. They are right as soon as you walk in. So you walk into our office, you see one of our front desk assistants, you turn right, there is their office. Each exec member and each senator will have office hours, and those will be posted. If you come in, you're free to talk to one of them. If someone's not there, you're free to you're welcome to leave a message or contact them in other ways, which we'll talk about in a moment. So please come check out their office. They will be there, and they'll be much more visible and active now that they're kind of up front in that good spot. And then, like I alluded to earlier, is that we do have a few at-large senator positions open, quite a few actually. We really need enthusiastic people who are wanting to make a change for the good, who are Looking forward to doing research on upcoming policies and procedures and chatting with other students about what they want. So I'm envisioning that election will probably happen at the October meeting. Don't quote me on that, but more information will be sent out as soon as, again, some of the SGA folks get things kind of ironed out. So if you're interested, though, I'll put the SGA email up in just a moment. Feel free to shoot that email, a quick email saying that, hey, I'm interested in potentially being a senator. Can I get more information? Or go ahead and put me down. We'd love to have you. And the senators are really the ones that like make the things happen. So a lot of them sit on major committees that are with other staff, faculty, and administration. They bring resolutions to the floor. They talk to different student groups and report back to the SG exec and assembly really about what issues they're facing. They're really critical to the Student Government Association, and we're looking for some great folks to add to that group. And then finally, like I mentioned, there is an SJ email. I will be honest that it hasn't been checked regularly until this summer. So in case you're like, yeah, I've emailed them like 5 years ago and never heard a response, you're not wrong, but we are going to get kind of more, we're a little more active now. SJ is going to be a little more organized and coordinated, and I have access to that email, and so will the exec members, and that will be moving forward a good way to communicate with someone if you can't get a hold of someone individually. So we hope that you all want to get involved and invested in the Student Government Association. Really, we're kind of coming off that hill that a lot of your groups are, where COVID was hard to coordinate folks and get the ball rolling. Well, now we need some upward mobility, if you will. So the exec members and the current at-large senators, it's a great group. We've got some great projects already in the works, and I'm excited to share those with you. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from Alex shortly. So make sure you check out the SGA Triton Connect portal. That's where we'll be communicating a lot. So even if you're not interested in joining SGA as a senator or going to the meetings, if you're at least part of the portal, you'll get those messages. So make sure you join that and enjoy the rest of your Soul Day.